Hey guys, it's SD, your host of the Life Picks Relationship podcast, where people with all sorts of backgrounds, challenges, and life experience show us how they make their relationship extraordinary. Hey guys, hope you're having an awesome day. I'm really excited for today's episode. First of all, because it's a couple, and I know you love that. And second, any of you who got the Genius to Relationship course to improve your relationship and take it to a whole new level will know who our guest is today. They are one of the contributors to the Genius Relationship online course that you can go and get right now at geniusrelationships.com. And if you got the program, you already know who I'm talking about because there's only one couple, and that is Steve and Jeanette Hall. Well, I'm really excited to talk to them. They are the author of 15 Rules for a Long-Lasting and Satisfying Relationship. And they literally took their relationship and broke it down into 15 easy steps and ways for you to go and make your relationship extraordinary. Thank you so much, Steve and Jeanette, for being here. Let's start right away. How did you meet each other?
We met just entering high school. Anyone you meet, you are going to make sure that you have those three elements that we always talk about, that you like the person, that you love the person, and that you
lust. Well, lust is usually the first one, right? You're physically attracted to that person, I guess, the first thing.
Yeah, that's going to start off, but then we want that relationship to morph.
What's the difference between like and love?
You want me to take this one?
Sure.
All right. Love, I think love comes from the heart. Sometimes love comes from, people confuse love and lust, we talk about in the book, and there's a big difference there. You can be physically attracted to somebody, but not really truly love them in your heart. And then liking. I mean, you hear so often from people that, I love them, but I can't live with them, or I can't,
We hear it a lot with people who even had a divorce. They have children together. They still have love and caring for that person, but they're not attracted to that person anymore. That's not the person that they really want in their life.
Or they don't like them anymore. They love them, but they don't like them. Well, I think
so what's that difference? What's that love and what's that like? What are you going to like about a person?
Love is almost like caring. When you love, you care deeply. You care about every little thing that goes on in their life.
Like is friendship. Let me jump in here.
Yeah.
Like is friendship. We talk about, we think a relationship to be really strong, something's going to last as long as ours and longer. Of course, we talk to people who've been married longer than us as well, or together. And you've got to be best friends. You've got to you had your best friends in high school and elementary school or wherever, after that. It's the same sort of relationship that your partner, the person you're spending the most time with, you have to like them as a friend. And that's the whole key. And doing things with them and having shared interests, having someone who is there, a trusting person, someone who is there when you're feeling down, or someone who can make you laugh and someone you can laugh with. That's the key to a lasting relationship.
So the liking part is the friendship part and the loving part is the caring.
Yes, I think there's a huge difference there.
Yes, there is a difference there. Now, what made you decide to write the book?
It's funny. It started, I'm a Toastmaster, which if you don't know what Toastmasters is, it's a speaking group. We, for fun, go challenge ourselves to speak. And so we needed a speaker, didn't have one. Jane and I were coming back from the airport in a car, and we just came up with a quick speech, and at the time it was 11 rules. We just whipped it down fast. It was such a big hit that we decided that we're going to write a book about it, and that's how it simply came about. But it was from friends who kept asking us,
how do you guys stay together? Because we have gone through a lot. We were poor, basically, growing up. We started businesses, lost businesses, went into debt, had to figure our way out of that. We had a son injured in Iraq, and we lost our daughter. We both have busy careers, and a lot of those stressors that everybody else has, and we're able to get through. We did. We figured this is a really good time to say, how did we do it? Think about it, put it in words, and hopefully help somebody else.
Yeah. Do you think your challenges brought you closer together?
Yeah, I think it did for me.
Meaning if you didn't have some of those challenges, right? Obviously everyone has challenges, but you had some really big ones. Do you think if maybe some of them you wouldn't have had, then your relationship would be a bit different?
I think it was the other way around. I think
we were strong before.
I disagree with you. Yeah. We were strong before. I think that's the
yeah.
whole key. That's how you get through those, is the friendship, no drama, those kind of things. And that's how you get through those particular relationships, is, cut the drama, be friends. You can joke with each other.
I think we definitely lean on each other, and we have throughout everything. Anytime that we had a stressor, we had each other to lean on, and that was a really good thing. So I think the outcome, I absolutely know that I can depend on Steve for anything, and he can depend on me, and that trust is there.
And we talk about in the book through the tough times. Like, for example, we go through how difficult it is to lose a loved one, lose a daughter. But that could be a pet, that could be anything that you're heartbroken over, or loss of a job, or anything stressful.
Yep.
And how it would be so much easier to just give up, to just let go, to go into depression. And really where we both wanted to go, but we felt that we owed it to the other person to suck it up and just be there for that person. And that's how you're able to get through your tough times as well, or we were able to get through our tough times. Yeah. So sucking it up and getting up every day to try to move on from a really dramatic loss or drastic loss was love. It was showing love for the other person, because that I wouldn't be there to support her if I had given up on myself.
Yeah. So you first had your strong relationship, and then because of that, you were able to get through everything else. You think if you wouldn't have, then it wouldn't have worked like that?
I think so. Yeah.
And I just think that every challenge we've been through just made us stronger.
Yeah. Okay. So besides for being best friends, which is rule number 1 and super important, what other rules do you think, obviously they're all important, but which other rule do you think contribute a whole lot to your relationship?
I would say that for me, it was having fun together. We are friends, but we do things together. We have our own friends, but we do a lot together. And I think that, and when our kids were little, with our grandchildren, we do things as a family. We have fun.
We have those, but fun is also every day, through the mundane, through when things aren't going well. We talk about that in the book, where things aren't going well, that you just have to take and laugh. And we give an example in the book about this horrible trip. Well, it was a fun trip, but this horrible day in Nova Scotia, Canada. Things just went so bad, and rather than getting upset about it, we have a laugh, and we look at those situations as we're going to have a really good story when this is done. This horrible day is going to be like, we got a really good story now. And I think if you come into every day with that kind of attitude and be able to chuckle together and laugh together and laugh at the mundane things. We talk about laughing when we're out raking leaves or mowing the grass or doing a long list of Janet's honey-do stuff that I get from her. We try to laugh over it and laugh over the list. Like, wait a second, I haven't even started the list, and she's throwing something else on the list. But
that could be anything at work. When you're at work and you're having a stressful day, you just put on that smile and get through your day. The day's going to go better for you.
Right, because good point, Gab. Because we talk about being a good friend, being a good partner, being a good lover, really comes down to taking care of yourself and doing your part, the 15 rules, but also doing your part about being a good person, someone that's fun to hang around with. And that's what we do. So we laugh every day and laugh at each other and laugh with each other, and in a nice way.
So do you ever have bad days or bad moments? Because it sounds like you just make everything fun.
We try to, of course. There's always sad times, and that's when we both try to be strong for each other. And that's what gets us through it. Yeah, we cry, and then we have each other. Then somebody will say something, a memory that's funny, and we laugh. But yeah, you're always going to have a bad time. It's not always fun, but you try to make those bad times come out positive, and that's what we do. And I think being together, we work off each other.
We talk in the book about those moments where words hurt. You have to be very careful about that. She is certainly better at that than I am. But when we're discussing, or when you get hot about something, you have to choose your words carefully. Even if it takes walking away or biting your lip and just holding it in. It's hard. It's hard to hold it in sometimes, but you just hold it in and then go back when you can discuss things rationally. Learn from your mistakes. If there was a mistake made by one of us, for example, you humbly apologize, explain what you meant, take the criticism.
We actually say we're wrong when we're wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's okay to do. That's what friends do. Yeah, I screwed up. Usually it's probably me more than you, right? But tone it down a bit. if there's anything that's most difficult to do, I think, is when your friend is frustrating you, when your partner is frustrating you, to hold it in. If you need to work on anything, I think holding those words back so you don't say something you regret, something that will last forever. I think that's one of the most important rules that you can.
Yeah, it's a really hard one.
And then wait for the time when you can both learn from your mistakes. One thing we've learned, whether it's in business or in life, is you make a mistake. There's a darn good lesson in there, and move on.
Yeah, it's a mistake. We all make mistakes, but we gotta learn from them. So learn from it and move on. Now, how has your relationship changed from the beginning all the way till now? It's been a lot of years, you know.
We've been together 43 years. Yeah, married for 40.
Well, we definitely matured, and you are going to change. I'm not the same person I was 30 years ago, but we always try to change together. We talk about our 5-year plan and our 10-year plan and where do we want to be. Those morphed over the years. First it was having children, and then it was buying a house and all that stuff. Things change, we change. We're different, but we're still friends.
I've got a really good answer too.
Okay.
In the book, we talk about one of the other toughest emotions to get over is jealousy. And I think that's one of those things where early on, that is one of your biggest challenges and there's jealousy of the heart, jealousy of other folks, but there's also, the attention that the other person might be getting. And then there's jealousy of one succeeding more than the other, or one having more free time than the other, all those kind of things. And early on, I think until you build a trusting relationship, those things weigh heavy on you. And I think over time, as you begin to trust and know your partner much longer, then those kind of weigh. And of course, over time we learn to just, if someone's paying attention to Janet or vice versa. Doesn't happen very much anymore as we're getting older here. But now we kind of like joke each other, say, hey, check that out. The guy's checking you out.
It.
Look, you still got it. Instead of getting upset about it, it's, remember that person chose to be with you. Yeah. And I think that, again, that's maybe one of the most difficult emotions to get over. But when you can get over it and you trust your partner enough to say, hey, check that out, then you again, have fun every day and laugh at every situation.
Yeah, it's literally like taking something that some people break up from divorce, and instead you go and have a blast about it. Complete opposite what a lot of people
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
A lot of that with heart jealousy takes maturity.
But see, that wasn't us early on. We talk about it in the book. We had to learn to get there because we weren't together that long. There was some jealousy of the heart. There was times where it was really challenging, really trying, but we learned to get over that. Over time comes that kind of maturity.
Yeah. I'm noticing while you're talking to each other that there's this great respect that you have with each other, the way you talk to each other, the way you let each other speak. But it's not in your book.
We really didn't touch on that. We kind of talked around it. So we always helped each other. And, we talk about furthering each other's careers and where we are in life by helping each other out. We got a house, we had kids. I stayed home, I watched the kids. I started my own daycare business. So it kind of went like that. Steve was able to eventually start his own business. And then he put me through school. Then I put him through school. So we have respect for each other in the way that we work off each other.
And rather get jealous of the other one, we learn to compliment each other. Esty, I got to disagree with you. And we talk about the last rule, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, is where each and every person, we only have one life. God only gave us one life in this world, and we only get one chance at this, unless you believe in reincarnation or something. In that case, if you love that person, if you really respect that person, if that person really is your best friend, then how could you not have mutual respect for that person, not allow them to be themselves and their own opinions? So yeah, I do. I talk about it because I think it's important that we understand that your partner chose to stay with you, but that doesn't mean they sacrificed their life because of it. It's together and it's an equal thing, but each one should be going after their dreams. And
yeah, each person is their own person, and then your awesome relationship that complements each other. So you're best friends and you're doing everything together. Do you ever feel like you need space from each other?
We have our own friends. We have our own interests. Sometimes Steve will go on motorcycle rides or racing, that kind of thing. I'm home reading or, shopping, doing my own thing. So yeah, we do. We have our own time, but I think it's really important to take the fun, even at work, what you did that day, what you did away from each other, come back and tell your story together and say, wow, I had the greatest day. Let me tell you about it. So yeah, important.
Yeah, share your stories. We talk about that in the book as well, about sharing a good story. So when you're apart and something fun happens, you share it with it. So there's not that there's secrets, but you're sharing the fun. You had fun and you need to share it with your partner.
Yeah, your partner wants you to have fun. So just because they weren't there, they're not jealous. They want you to have a good life. They want you to have fun and to enjoy yourself and things go good. So when you share with them, it makes them feel good that you had a good time. Now, on the topic of secrets, do you think that couples have to share everything, or could there be some things that aren't said?
I guess it all depends if it's going to be a hurtful thing. I don't know that I would want to share something hurtful if it didn't matter. It's not going to make a difference. I think if it's something that has to be said, I would definitely tell him. I pretty much tell him everything.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I think you don't want to be hurtful. We do talk about, and we got input from a lot of other couples as well. And one couple, Doug and Maria, told us that don't forget the cell phones. I never go in Janet's purse, and she never goes in my wallet, but she certainly is welcome to go in my wallet. And same here. And that's what Doug and Maria talked about, is that there's no reason why Facebook, those kind of things. Maria was saying she actually knows couples who block their partner on Facebook. Well, why on earth would you do that? What kind of relationship do you have? That's crazy. And that's more of an open relationship where I've got nothing to hide. I think that comes over time, comes over trust, and you've got to earn trust from your partner. And I think that's where that comes in. So yeah, we don't have any secrets, or very few secrets, and sharing the fun stuff is the important stuff as well. Or sharing, I try to fill her in on everything that's going on with the business, with kind of keep her running on what I did during the day, and vice versa.
Yeah, your relationship is open. There's no secrets. And you get to know everything and truly trust and work and build on each other. Now, you speak a lot about sharing interests. How did you get into it, and what has that done for your relationship?
That's a good question. Early on, we had a lot of shared interests anyway. Once we got married, I wanted to learn how to ski. Steve taught me how to ski. So we are avid skiers, motorcycles, the whole family, ride motorcycles, race motorcycles all the time.
Birthday challenge too. Yeah. We had been doing shared interests, but we really began to challenge ourselves when Jana one day tells me she wants to climb Mount Washington. And Mount Washington here is this huge mountain. It's the largest mountain west of the Mississippi, at least largest vertical. And I'm like, well, why on earth would we want to do that? We could drive up it. And yet she wanted to do it, insisted on doing it. It's like, okay, I got to get in shape and do it. And that was, of course, a long time ago. That was 18 years ago. Yeah. But we did it on her birthday 18 years ago. From there, it sort of started like, okay, well, I get to challenge you. And so we learned to sea kayak. Some things are really challenging.
It was like, okay, that sounds interesting. That sounds fun. Let's do it. And we did it together.
So we've got all these really good stories, and we've got really, really bad stories, but they're fun stories. And some things we did once, and sometimes we continue to do. That's where having fun and planning and sharing together. What's our next plan? What are we going to do next? And planning for it and having a good time about it.
Writing the book was fun together.
Yeah. Writing the book was fun together. So I was the first one who suggested it, and Janet says to me, "She's write a book. You don't even read books."
So these interests, they're like the birthday challenge and doing all these really cool things and planning for them are big things, and they could be exciting. Like, okay, so I'm going out on this whole major trip. Maybe it's not something I really want to do, but it might be really cool. How about the day-to-day interest? Does that mean I always have to be involved with my partner and what they're doing? And how do you balance it?
I think when Steve went skydiving, I wasn't going to do that. I didn't do it. He did it. We had a great time. And I said, go for it. That's what you want to do. Have fun. No, you don't always have to. I think a lot of the fun is just planning it. We get together and it's going on the computer and it's researching it and it's planning it, and you're doing all of that together. And then you're learning this new thing and then going out and actually doing it. It brings you together, those shared interests. Yeah, you don't always have to if it's something that I would never bungee jump, that kind of thing.
But day to day, there's fun things there day to day as well, because you've got cooking, you've got cleaning. I can't say it's really fun.
We do the cooking a lot.
Yeah, we do the cooking. But I mean, you can have fun cooking. We don't plan meals like way ahead of time.
No.
Yesterday we
always try something new. Yeah. Sometimes it's a disaster, but sometimes it's good.
Hey, we'll just figure something out.
And then we forget the recipe, and we have to think like, oh God, what did we put in it?
Yeah, can't remember it. We can't make it. Can't reproduce it because we don't know what we put in it. Those kind of things where day to day meal prep can be a lot of fun. And hey, let's try this. Let's look in the cabinet. Let's try this. Anything. I mean, just anything you do. What programs you might watch. We've discovered YouTube, so we have fun watching YouTube. And Janet's all hooked on. Had I not watched the hiking videos on YouTube, I just want to watch hiking videos. I think everything you do, if you're having fun together, even the mundane becomes exciting.
Yeah. What was your hardest rule to follow?
I would say,
Want me to jump in? So you
Yeah.
think? All right.
you go first.
Certainly, I think the whole jealousy thing, as
Yeah,
I talked about earlier, that's the hardest thing
That's a couple.
early on. It's really tough, especially if someone's paying attention to your partner. I think that's very difficult. You can get very defensive about it, and you've got to learn to, as long as you have that trust and friendship, you got to have a reason to trust your partner, and I think that's the whole key. But
Right, we have one on being trustworthy.
right, I think another one is difficult is we see so many people get caught up in the drama. It's so easy to be dramatic,
Yeah.
to take things so seriously, to take words so seriously. And I think that's hard to overcome, but you have to. You've got to, don't take yourself so damn seriously. Lighten up. And I think when you do that, or take your relationship, when you lighten up, I think it's a whole lot more fun and a whole lot more beneficial. So I think those are certainly two huge ones. And the bite your lip thing, that's hard. Maybe that's my hardest one, is bite your lip. I remember I worked with a woman in work. She used to tell me, she says, inside voice, keep that in your head. Don't say it out loud. Okay, you're right. Go ahead.
I would have to agree. I think jealousy early on, that was tough. Being trustworthy, you always hope that trust is there, but sometimes it is. It's like you'll say the wrong thing or not be there when you should.
Or we talk in the book about not bringing up past fights, bring up past
That's a big one.
wrongdoings. You should forget those.
Once you forgave.
That's
over.
it. You're done. You can't bring that back up again unless they do it again.
Then you could bring up the thing from the past.
Well, no. I mean, Janet's I get this thing about piles. She calls them piles. I'm trying to be organized, so I put everything in a pile.
But this
drives her
kind of
crazy.
step. Not just-
It's organizing, right?
Yeah. And I'm kind of a neat freak, so that kind of gets him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I get you on that. Piles would just make me crazy.
Piles and like we talk about, if there's only one sock after I do laundry, that other sock's going in the trash.
I need to hide in my socks because it's going to turn up, right? So if I see one sock, I hide it so before she throws it away.
I can't put one sock away. I have to two together drawer.
But there's no drama. I just hide the sock, right? There's no drama. So
So is that a secret from her?
That's a secret. Yes, that's a secret.
We do laugh about it because when we fold laundry, I'll find him tucking
Pulling out the
away.
socks.
Yeah, the socks. Yeah, try to prevent. I don't buy more socks.
He's got boxes of them
So,
in his closet.
She's got a lot of quirks, but I put up with it.
You're awesome, just awesome. What advice would you end us off with to have an extraordinary relationship?
I would say the first thing to do and what you want to start doing is compliment. It's so easy. And once you start complimenting and putting a smile on your face and being a fun person to be around, that'll start changing your relationship in the right direction.
I think you really have to get to know your partner. If this is somebody who you're thinking about spending a good deal of time with, perhaps the rest of your life with, I think you need to get to know your partner very well. And the important thing is to know your hopes, dreams, and desires. What is your partner's hopes, dreams, and desires? And how do you fit in there? What can you do to help that out? And then to lay out your hopes, dreams, and desires and see if they mesh up, and have just a nice conversation where, in the summertime, we live in the north, so it depends what time of year if you can sit outside and do that. But I think those are the most important things, is that get those over with and really get inside your friend's head. How do you complement each other, compliment and know that person has those dreams and desires, and can you help them with it? And do they match with yours? And I think that's the whole key. And if you can't get past that, then you're not compatible. You need to be compatible, and it goes much beyond the lust and the love. You've got to like that person and share their dreams.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great speaking to you. And guys, if you want to get this amazing book that they've been talking about the whole time, it's called 15 Rules for a Loving, Lasting, and Satisfying Relationship. It's really easy to read, and it has a lot of good stories in it to help you understand, and it's not boring and just short. It to the point, tells you what to do. It's just awesome. You could get it on Amazon. Just type in 15 Rules Steve and Jeanette Hall and it will come right up. If you want to take it even further and get direct steps of exactly what you should do to go and take your relationship to the next level, get those worksheets, get those support, get those tools that you need that will dramatically change your life, go to geniusrelationships.com right now and get that course. We're here to support you. It's going to be awesome. And I know you could take your relationship to the next level. Thank you so much, Steve and Jeanette. This is awesome.
great. Great to talk to you.
Thank you for having us.
Did you enjoy that episode? Could you do me a personal favor and subscribe and leave a review? It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.